What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to a very special weekend episode. I say special because we got two dream killers on today. The Johnson twins, Terrell and Daniel. We're going to be talking to them. Both of them just had some dominant victories back at a Black Cat, I almost said Dogwood, Black Cat cage fights out in Dyersburg, Tennessee. And I just want to give a shout out to all the fans and all their fans because literally like 8 minutes ago, or probably a little 10, we'll say 10 minutes ago, I put on my Instagram story, subscribe to the channel. If it gets to 275, I'm gonna send these boys some shirts. And literally within 2 minutes, we got like 12 new subscribers. So shout out to the Johnsons fan base here because obviously it's all them that are coming around and hitting subscribe. So thank you guys for subscribing as well. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button also. And I feel like I'm just talking about myself. Like I said, super special episode today with the Johnson twins. We're going to be talking about their dominant victories, like I said earlier. Last weekend, Terrell had another one literally 7 days prior that we're also going to talk about. We're going to talk about their aspirations, what they want to be doing in the future, how far they think they can take this thing. We're going to break down some of their fights. And then, of course, I always got something up my sleeve. We're going to be talking about dynamic duos in the sports world and ranking the top 5. So I'm excited for this. Lawton, let's go ahead and bring these guys on here. What's up, boys? How you doing? How you feeling? Let's see, we've got Terrell and then Daniel. I'm looking this way, right, and then left. I can't tell you how many times I stared at photos just to make sure that I would get it right before this. How are you guys doing?
Doing good. How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Literally, guys, as soon as we turned on the camera, they both said the same thing at the exact same time. I'm like, all right, that's the telepathy right there, man. That's the telepathy. Let's just dive right into it, man. I mean, law school, MMA. Terrell, you were very outspoken last weekend, and we're going to talk about some of the quotes you said in your post-fight interview. But law school on top, baby. Law school on top. What does it mean for you guys to be training at law school? And I just found out earlier your dad's a coach there. So training with your dad as well. What's that been like for you guys?
It's the best. You got the best coaching staff, some great teammates that push us to the limits. I don't think you'll find a better gym like that anywhere, local or out of town.
Daniel, anything? The same answer.
Yes, it's just the same thing. It's really just the same thing. They're a good group of people.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we've been really familiar with law school interviewing, of course, Brian Hall, Danny Barlow, Nick Davis, who was a coach over at Up Dog Jiu-Jitsu for a long time over there as well. And it looks like your dad's already in the chat, Team Dream Killer. And then he also said belt to ass too. So I was going to bring that one up, Terry. Don't you worry. But yeah, man. So let's go ahead and just talk about these quotes that y'all had in the cage. BTA, I wanted Terrell to go ahead and explain what the heck is BTA, but Terry's already beat us to it. Where did that even come from? BTA.
It was before my first fight. One of my friends was talking to me like, yeah, if we go straight BTA, I'm like, I like it. And I was like, after my parents, we were like, after the fight, when I win, I get the mic. If I get in trouble, I say belt to ass.
Did you get in trouble?
Oh, no.
Okay, all right.
So then we got then we coach over the BTA boys. We got a BTA list going now.
Hey, BTA boys. Well, the other quote you had is any other 45ers in the region or outside the region, local, far away, I'm coming, daddy's home.
Yes, sir. Don't duck.
The confidence, man.
Don't duck.
Fair enough. So I got to talk about the aspirations for you guys first before we really dive into the actual fights themselves that you guys have had in the last 14 days now. So really, I mean, where do you feel like the ceiling is for you guys? It's so early, right? Like I said, both of your careers officially have started 14 days ago, and even 7 days ago for Daniel. So, I mean, like, do you see this going? And of course, I joked earlier, going pro yet? Maybe not yet, but how far you feel like you're going to take this thing? And both you guys answer.
I can see myself. We definitely see ourselves like going to the UFC and being a UFC champion. We could definitely see ourselves going there. You gotta stay smart, stay humble. With the coaching staff we have, just keep on getting better. The training partners, we keep on doing it. I see ourselves in the UFC in the future, or any big promotion besides the UFC, like Bellator, PFL, maybe one champion. We could definitely see ourselves in those top promotions in the future.
Fair enough. And Lawton, I've got the YouTube stream up. Just letting you know, you've got the names mixed up. It's okay. I just looked over, and was like, dang. Somebody had to do it. I'm sure it happens all the time. So UFC champs is the Aspirations. I love it. I mean, I feel like that's not within reach. It's within reach. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I mean, for you guys, obviously you mentioned training partners. Who are some of your main training partners that y'all be training with over at law school?
Darius Walls, AD, Keon Lucas, Marquis Jones. Who else we got? Christopher Tate, Ethan Birmingham, and Elijah Holt. Elijah Holt, him. Sometimes Coach Hall will throw us in there with Danny. He could beat us up a little bit. Yeah. Sometimes Coach Hall. And we can't forget about Coach Hall. Spar with him a lot. Yes, sir.
Enough. Y'all give Danny a run for his money yet?
Not yet. It's like right here, right now. Not yet.
It's close. So Terrell, I'm gonna start with you first, just because it's been, you've had the longer career so far. Who's the oldest out of the two of you guys?
Danny was about 2 minutes. About 2 minutes. That's it.
I heard his head.
Over 2 minutes.
I would say you have to hold it over his head. You got to do something, right? Okay, so Terrell, let's talk, man, because you've already fought 2 fights, but in 2 different weight classes, and obviously, I assume that's due to that 7-day in between kind of deal. In that first fight with Cutter Cordet, dude, I mean, you looked like 2 different people in your last 2 fights. Your first fight, man, you came out guns blazing, super aggressive, used a lot of wrestling, that kind of stuff. But then in your fight against Malamontos, I mean, you were patient, you picked your shots, and it was ultimately that overhand left over the top that knocked him into the corner and ref stepped in. So for you, I mean, where do you feel the most comfortable, number one, 45 or 55? And then number 2, what was the difference between those 2 fights? Why fight 2 different ways in those?
I definitely more comfortable at 45. I feel like I'm more bigger there. I'm a small 155er. And we had to step it back a little bit for the Ryan fight because we saw his last fight. He knocked the guy out in 20 seconds, but we also knew he was a purple belt in jiu-jitsu, so we watched some of his grappling matches. We didn't have to fight smart and be patient, and then we can't just rush into it to get caught in something. So we're just being smart and not want to go for the kill straight away.
And so what was your mindset, I guess, accepting the fight on that 7-day notice? Or I guess really it was like 2-day notice for you, but like stepping in, was that kind of a thing where your coaches were like, hey, you can get in here, you can win this fight, and no doubt about it? Or was it just you being like, hey, I've got the adrenaline right now, let's do it, let's go for it?
It was kind of me and my dad, really. I called my dad when Coach Hall texted me, like, what we going to do? Like, we're going to watch some of his fights. We watched the one, and my dad was like, up to you. And I made a group chat as Coach Hall and my pops, like, I want to do it. Coach Hall was like, I'm sharp enough. I'm not going back. We're no going back now. So I said, let's do it. And then I go to training Wednesday night. We get the text and they confirmed it 155. And it was an easy cut. I woke up on weight by on weight.
You woke up at 156 feeling great and just like, oh, let's go.
They were 156 in there Friday. I woke up at 154. And I was all I had to do was not eat, down scale, chugged a couple Gatorades, and back to normal.
And then it was game time, man. And then it was game. You're definitely the more outspoken brother of the two. Has that always been the way?
No, not really. No, in the house, I think I'm the more annoying one. I'm the one that's outspoken. We get into the public, though, it's all Terrell.
Okay. It's because he's younger and he's got to hold something above you is what it is. So, yeah. I gotcha. And so, Daniel, for you, bro, I mean, 135 against Mason Hibbs, a guy that's had 8 fights already for your debut fight. The thing I noticed most about yours were the strong leg kicks that you had going into it. Like, automatically, you dropped them with the very second one.
Yes, sir.
So I'm assuming, number one, that was the game plan for you, right?
It was a lot just to be patient because he knew he was wild. If you watch like his, I forgot which fight I watched. He just came really awful. He came out aggressive, so you have to just be patient, not just get caught in anything. And then just pick him apart. To be honest.
I mean, and you absolutely did that. And so I need to know for your first fight. I mean, was there nerves there? Were you
Oh
just
no,
like, no?
no nerves. I was ready. No nerves.
It was
If we
crazy.
could sing "Party in the USA" and Taylor Swift in the back, it was no nerves in it whatsoever.
Knowing Danny Barlow in law school, I would assume it would have been Young Dolph and not Taylor
Oh,
Swift.
it was everything. One ball, who else we played? Like it was just that's how chill we were. Like it was no nerves going into the fight at all.
Fair enough, because I mean, you looked super confident, so I'm assuming 35 is going to be where you're going to be as well too in this.
Oh yes, sir.
In your fighting. Okay,
Yes, sir.
awesome. I mean, guys, like I said, as soon as I saw both of the fights on that Saturday night, I text Lawton and I was like, "Hey, man, like I think I know who I want to interview next." And it's these twins that are just absolute killers. And the nicknames are the other two things that I want to talk about because we got Dream Killer Jr. and the Dream Killer. Your dad was Dream Killer, I believe, right, as well too.
Yes, sir.
Is that something that we're just trying to carry the legacy on with? Is the nicknames?
Yes, sir.
It was what day was it? It was like at the gym.
Oh, Iron Jaw came.
Yeah.
Iron Jaw came to do mouthpieces, and we was like, "What we're gonna do our mouthpiece?" So at first it was to be a baby Dream Killer, and then it was gonna be Dream Killer Jr. So we got our mouthpieces. Mine said BDK, and his said Dream Killer Jr. And then the first fight we went around, I said I was gonna do with the Dream Killer. Baby Dream Killer, too long to say.
Fair enough. Yeah, and I think Tapology still has the old ones. We need to update those for you.
Oh,
guys.
yeah. Is it fixed up yet?
No, not yet.
Oh,
So I need another thing that I noticed too. Of course, Brian is one of my favorite coaches in Tennessee, or just in general. I mean, such a awesome dude, great guy. But normally he's a little more like vocal and loud and like energetic in the fights. But I was watching the Black Cat tape, and he's just sitting there like this, 5'6", 6'9", 2, whatever. And I'm just like, what in the world? Like, so it seems like he has confidence in you guys to go out there and perform as well as y'all have the confidence in yourselves.
yes,
Yes, sir, 100%.
like he said, like playing video games with us. We listen. We gotta use some control buttons. Press A, we're gonna throw a kick. Press B, we're gonna throw a knee.
Enough. So, what other notes do I got here? I mean, the other thing that I noticed as well too, for both of you guys is in both of your fights, normally debuts, 1-0s, things like that. You're trying to fight guys with similar records, and that's what I see a lot of nowadays. But for you guys, and you both fought more experienced people in your fights. Was there a game plan behind that, or is it literally just like, I think that's the best matchup for me, and that's what I'm going with?
Whoever says yes.
We didn't want the easy fight.
No easy fights.
We did not want the easy fights.
That's definitely the law school way, because every time I talk to any law school person, it's like, hey, we don't duck, number one.
Yeah,
I know that from Danny Barlow.
We do it no ducking.
With Medich, he was called him a duck, on the podcast. So I remember that. Tonight there's TFA2, Trogon Fighting Alliance. I think I said that correctly. And you guys have two teammates fighting on that, Ethan Birmingham and Christopher Tate. I need to know y'all's predictions for these fights. I want to see if y'all can get this right. So Christopher Tate, I don't remember who he's fighting, but what is your prediction for his fight?
BTA. BTA.
Okay, do you have an actual prediction of like round and stoppage and those things as well?
Just domination. It's really just domination between him and Ethan fight.
Round 2?
Whichever round you feel comfortable, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. And so you said the same thing for Ethan as well. And then so for you guys, I mean, what's next? Are you trying to get a quick turnaround? I mean, Terrell, I hope that you take at least one more week off between your fights, but
hopefully early next year. Either February
early
or
next year.
Yes, sir.
There's an attitude fight in February.
February or January.
Yeah, open February, January.
All right. Black ties in January. Then you got I think there's a shotgun fights is in January.
Yes, sir.
Black ties in January. Attitudes in February. Sounds like y'all got some options. Let's play a little game, guys. We'll play a little game, fellas. So the dynamic duos, I was going to try and find like twins in sports. It turns out it's not that common. So we're going to do
the Charlo brothers in boxing. The only two twins that goes for.
I thought you said the Jonas Brothers at first. I was like, dang, bro. Those cred is going down. Chill with the Jonas Brothers and Taylor Swift. Okay, fair. So we're just gonna go with dynamic duos, okay, in the sports, and you got to rank them 1 through 5, but it's gonna be blind. So I'm just gonna give you one. You got to place them wherever you think. Y'all do this as a team, okay? We're not doing two separate ones. Y'all are doing this as a team. So we're gonna start out with. Most of these are from our generation, I would say. LeBron and D Wade, 1 through 5. Where are you putting them at?
3.
3. Okay.
Yeah, that's 3. 3.
Okay. We've got Shaq and Kobe.
Ooh, 1. That's 1.
1. Steph and Clay.
2. Let's go 4. Yeah, we go 4. We go 4.
4. Okay, so you got 2 and 5 left. We're gonna go with KD and Russell Westbrook.
5.
All right, so your number 2 is gonna be MJ and Scottie Pippen.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
It's actually not that bad. I'm surprised. When y'all started going 2 and 1 automatically off the rip, I was like, oh man, they're not saving anything for it. All right, so another one that you guys like food? You guys like to eat?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
100%. We're going to do a dynamic duo of food as well, 1 through 5.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it. Okay, so we're going to start out with my favorite for breakfast, bacon and eggs. Where are we putting it?
Go 4. Yeah, let's go 4 for 4. Not a huge bacon person.
Not a bacon person.
Go 4.
All right. Go PB&J next. A good peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Where are we going?
3. Definitely 3. Bro, we're talking about Uncrustables or just a PB&J?
It's a PB&J, not an Uncrustable.
I'll go 3.
Okay, if it was an Uncrustable, where's it going?
2.
Okay. Oreos and milk.
Oh, that'd be number 1. That's 1.
1? Okay. We're going to go with burgers and fries.
3. No, we got 3. Let's do it.
You got 1, 3, and 4, so you got 2 and 5 left.
Burgers and fries.
Same predicament as earlier.
Oh, the 5 can be soggy, so they go 5. You can't microwave some French fries. Okay, let's do 5. Only because you're French fries. Yeah, only because of French fries.
You don't like French fries?
You can't once you microwave some French fries, they're soggy. They ain't good after a while.
Okay, and so that means your 2 is gonna be mac and cheese.
Oh yeah. Baked mac and cheese though, and Kraft.
Yeah. Baked and Kraft. That's like 2 completely different sides. If there's like homemade right in the middle, and you're like baked, and then give me some box stuff, and nothing else in between.
If we want something quick and easy, we can do box.
So what?
If we want something quick and easy, we can do box. It won't take that long.
Fair enough. So I've had an absolute time of my life with you guys right now. Like I said, I want to keep it short and sweet for you guys. It's a Saturday. I'm sure you got a ton of plans. You got to get to Memphis and get ready for these TFA fights tonight. We'll give you a chance, give your shout outs, and then and we'll be done.
Yes, sir.
Easy, painless. So shout out whoever you'd like. The floor is yours.
Law school in number 1. My Coach Hall, my dad Terry Johnson, all the coaching staff at law school, our teammates. Who else? Our family. Yeah, our family. Everybody who's watching this. And the supportive people we got on our back. And the riders, and this is just getting started for the Johnson twins. And do no ducking, 135 and 145. Nobody duck. Hey. We got a BTA list coming.
BTA list coming. Well, let me know whenever you
check them all.
Let me know whenever that BTA list comes out. I'll post it on the story. I'm like, all right, here's what these guys want right here. Where you at? I'm going to read the chat real quick. Your dad is really upset about your list, apparently, with, I don't know if it was the sport one or the.
I didn't hear him say something with the bag.
And then Austin Little said, love not only how athletic these guys are, but man, 2 super respectful guys. Can't wait to watch them in the future. A lot of BTAs in the chat right now. Yeah, it's been good. Fun fact, y'all keep saying BTA. That's my initials, man. So I thought y'all were like chatting me out, and I'm like, oh no, that's what it means. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. No, your dad said he's mad about Steph and Clay, apparently. So
he's a Golden State. So listen, he's a Golden State fan. He's a Golden State fan. I think that's the only reason.
Okay, so he's like, man, they should be like 2.
Yeah.
Higher than 4.
Yeah, higher than 4.
Fair enough. Well, guys, I appreciate you coming on again. Terrell and Daniel Johnson, the Dream Killers. That's what I'm just gonna call you guys. You guys, names, right? The Dream Killers. Be looking out for them.
Boys. It's gonna be our next album. Is the BTA Boys. We'll get an album playing BTA Boys.
Next album?
We're gonna have a playlist. It's gonna be our album. We call BTA Boys. All the names we went through already. It'll be right there on the list.
I love it. All right, the BTA Boys. I'm gonna change the title of the stream today to the BTA Boys instead. There we go. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having us. Thank you for having us.